Hey, I'm Matt Lukes, a horticulturist in the Asiatic Arboretum at the Sarah P. Duke Gardens. It's a cool day and there's rain on the way, and I actually came out to check our water cistern, and then I thought I could hopefully give you all some inspiration, have the confidence to put one of these in yourself. I know a lot of people are interested in them. Thank you. It seems like a challenging idea, but it's really not. So I wanted to show you how simple it was in hopes that you can do it. So the first thing that you're going to need is a 275-gallon IBC tote. The most important thing with these is to make sure it's food grade. There are lots of people selling them on Marketplace or Craigslist, and just definitely make sure it's food grade. What was in these was hopefully just oil, sometimes a food additive, or coloring. You don't want one that had chemicals in it to water your garden. And this should be fine to water. We use it to water vegetables, flowers, and everything. So you'll need one of these, and once you have one, find a proper site for it. So you of course want it probably on the corner of your house near a downspout. If your garden is downhill from it, it'll help a little bit. You can also raise these up and put it on a stand. We didn't do this with ours, and you can always do it after the fact. Once it's empty, you can lift it up, and I'll show you a quick tip on that in a minute. Because the only thing using this to have the water run is gravity. If you don't have any kind of grade change, you could always get a little sump pump that'll fit in this top that you can drop down in, connect a hose to it and plug it in, and then this will just kind of be a water catchment system, and you'll have to pump it out, but that'll work too if there's no way for the water just to naturally fall towards your garden. So once you have this in place and a site for it, essentially all you need is a hacksaw with a metal cutting blade on it. You just go up to your aluminum or vinyl downspout, come up about 4 feet above where your cistern is, and it's going to be loud, so put on some ear protection, and go ahead and just cut it off. You can save it if you want to, for maybe to reattach it down the road, but I just got rid of ours. You really don't need to keep it. Go to a hardware store. Next thing you're going to need are a couple of things from the garden center. So this is 4-inch corrugated drain line used for French drains. So you need a 10-foot piece of that will do. And then also this little coupler, which comes, it connects to the downspout and then has these little knobs that this just snaps into. One thing that I do recommend, just get a couple screws. They can be anything, drywall screws or anything laying around, and just go ahead and put 2 screws into the top of the fitting, into the downspout, and then through the tube into this fitting. When you get some water pressure coming down, when it's raining really hard, it starts to shake and sometimes pops off, and then all the water will just dump on the ground. So that just keeps it on. Once you do that, this will come with a top on it. You can either just take the top off and put this corrugated pipe right into the top of the tote. And one thing I do recommend, so you don't have a mosquito dance party going on in here, is to put some screening or something around the top of that, and that'll keep the mosquitoes from getting in. Or what I did is I took a jigsaw and actually drew with a Sharpie the outline of this pipe, and then just cut a hole, stuck it down in. Either one of those methods works totally fine. The next thing that you're going to need, so when you get your tote to your house, it's going to essentially just look like this right here. So it's hopefully going to have a threaded end on it. This is 2-inch. So what you're going to need from the plumbing department, you're going to need a couple 2-inch pieces here. You're going to need some 2-inch pieces, and you're going to need some PVC glue. Doesn't matter which glue you get, because it's not under pressure. So you need a threaded end of a 2-inch coupler, and then this end of it is smooth. This piece right here is a 2-inch to 3/4-inch reducer. The end that slides in here is smooth, of course, and then this, of course, is threaded that you can see. You just want to glue, when you put this piece and this piece together, just glue that, hold it together for a couple seconds, and you're good. Then you're just going to need a 3/4-inch hose bib, spigot, and you don't need tape or anything on it because, like I said, it's not under pressure. You just go ahead and screw it in, hand tight. Once that's together, that's how you're going to get your water out. And you just go ahead, screw it onto your cistern here. And it doesn't matter if it's sideways, down, you just don't want it straight up because water's probably not going to run up. We usually keep ours sideways. Then you just connect your hose to it. When you're ready, just open that up and you got water. Like I said, if you want to put it up on blocks, you can. It can be as simple as getting 5 cinder blocks and kind of put them in order of like the number 5 on a dice. So 1 in each corner and then 1 in the middle. And then you can put a piece of 3/4 inch treated plywood. You can get a half sheet probably from the hardware store and just lay that on top of those cinder blocks and put this thing up on it. Other people hook 2 of them up with an overflow. Go ahead and YouTube that one. We didn't do that. One's fine for us. One thing to keep in mind, one tip is in the winter time when you're not using this, if it's full, when it starts to freeze, definitely open this up and let it drain down to about here because it will expand and it could burst some spots on this. Also, go ahead and take this fitting off. If water is sitting in here, it'll freeze and crack this, and then you'll have to make a new one, go buy another one. It happened to me a couple times. So I learned just to unscrew this and just put it off to the side somewhere. One benefit as well is you have a free trellis system. So you can get your favorite climbing vine. We have a native climbing aster, and you can go ahead and plant it right next to it. You can hide this. One other thing that people sometimes do is wrap it in black plastic. You can take these little screws out here and this whole plastic toad will pop out. People wrap it so it doesn't get algae in it during the summertime. Ours does. Doesn't bother me a bit, so I never did. But also if you put a vine on it, that'll keep some of the sunlight out, keep that from growing. So hopefully that gave you everything you need to know. It's really easy. Highly recommend doing it. You get some free water. We've never had any issues with, some people say you might get some chemicals leaching off the roof from the shingles, but I mean, we put it in our vegetable beds, our flower beds, and the plants seem to be happy that they have water. So go ahead, give it a shot. Be confident, you got it.